I want to welcome you to the Ask Jeff YouTube channel. Here's today's question. Joshua chapter 10 verse 1, Adonizedek, the king of Jerusalem, decides to square off with Joshua. We know that the Lord was with Joshua and he conquered him. Later in 2 Samuel chapter 5 verse 6, David has to go back to conquer Jerusalem again. How was it lost between these times? Well, very insightful question, but let's do some dating here. The time of Joshua versus the time of David, give or take, depending on how you do the chronology, you're at least 400 years, maybe even up to 450 or even 500 with an extreme analogy. Now, why is that important? Think 400 years. That is, biblically speaking, about 10 generations. That's the same time period as the Israelites were in Egypt in captivity, in the slavery. So that's an enormous amount of time. Why is that important to the question? Because when you look back at the book of Judges, which is actually the time period after Joshua, what you discover is there were times when the Israelites were in possession of land, then they were overtaken, they repossessed, they were overtaken. In fact, if you go over to that part of the world and you begin to look at it from an archaeological perspective, you'll discover it's just layer upon layer upon layer of this culture, that society, these people, those people. It was just warfare after warfare, and it was all types of tension. So therefore, yes, when David comes back and he retakes Jerusalem, an amazing story about how he enters the city walls through the cisterns and all that stuff, we discover that he, for lack of better terms, kind of like locks it down, and it becomes like the kingdom of Jerusalem again, like it was in the days of Joshua. In between all kinds of geopolitical tension and ebbing and flowing. So it's not really a one-time thing that happened and had to be recaptured. It's more like a 400-year time period of just kind of ebb and flow until David comes and solidifies Jerusalem for the Jewish people. Great question. If you have one, send to AskJeff.net. Maybe your question be tomorrow's. Thank you so much for being a part of our daily question here at the Ask Jeff YouTube channel. I want to encourage you on a few things. Number one, if you have a question to ask, submit it to AskJeff.net. Eventually, we'll get around to your question. Secondly, we'd encourage you to subscribe. That way, each and every day, Monday through Friday, you get a reminder of our question of the day. And last but not least, I want to remind you that on Wednesday evenings, live at First Baptist Church of Opelika, FBCOpelika.com, we do a solid hour of Ask Jeff where we dig into the questions more than just 60 or 90 seconds. Sometimes it would take the entire hour. All that being said, AskJeff.net is where you submit a question to this channel each and every day, Monday through Friday.